Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Carrie Welch. This is my office, ComfortWorks. I am a chiropractor and owner of ComfortWorks. I have been working out at Personal 20 for about a year, almost a year. It'll be a year in June, except for the last 2 months. And I love it. I met Connie and her team last year at the Reston Town Center Taste of Reston. And they invited me to come do a workout, and I've been hooked on it ever since. I'm constantly sending them patients because I think it's fantastic. So today they asked me to talk to you about posture issues, specifically tech neck. Tech neck is not actually something that's new, really. It's been around a long time. I mean, as long as we've had computers, people have been sitting and hunched forward. But it's taken on some new significance because right now everybody's on their devices, everybody's on their phones, and a lot more than normal. And so it's causing a lot more issues. So what tech neck really is it's sort of bad posture, right? So you're sitting on your phone or your computer, and you're hunching forward, and your head comes forward, and your ear tends to be like way forward of where your shoulder is, and it really should be more lined up. And the reason this happens is because we get engrossed in what we're doing, and we're sitting there for so long that we don't even realize that we're getting this more hunched posture. So over time, what happens is the muscles get weak, and it starts to pull on all of the structures in the neck. I've got my spine right here to kind of show you. You can see that all of these nerves come right out of the spine, and the hole is created by a notch in the vertebra below and a notch in the vertebra above. So what happens when the nerve comes out is it goes to, down into your arm, right? So it comes from the lower neck part right here, and it goes down into the arm. And so when the neck is being pulled forward by the head, because the head's very heavy, it's pulling on all of these vertebrae and pulling on all of these muscles, and it's pinching these nerves. And so anywhere these nerves go, you can have like numbness and tingling in the hand or down into the arm, or it can just cause local pain. You have neck pain right up into the skull, almost right up in here, headaches, pain behind the eyes. All of these are symptoms of tech neck. And what the issue is that it's not just that you have pain, it's that pain is really a sign that something else is going on. What it means is that you can be having degeneration happening, which takes a long time to develop, but once it's there, you can't really get rid of it. So you need to really be aware that the pain isn't really the problem. The pain is telling you that something big is wrong. So often, what we do is we take care of the pain, and we think we've taken care of the problem. That's not really true. When you have pain, it's really just a signal telling you that something's going on that you need to take care of. So some of the things that you can do for tech neck, the number one thing is to put away your technology, because obviously we are spending way too much time looking at our phones like this. Everybody's head is down. And the smaller the technology, the bigger the problem. So when you have your big screen, your big monitor, your shoulders are back, you're on the keyboard, and everything is sort of upright, right? But then you get to the laptop, and the laptop is smaller, so everything is condensed down, right? Then the phone is even smaller, and you're holding it way down here. So you're like this. And this constant posture is what just pulls everything forward. The shoulders come forward, the neck comes forward, the pressure on this area of the back is increased. So that's not good for us. So what we really need to do is open up the shoulders, hold the shoulders back, hold the neck back. And really, it's not this, it's this. So you don't want to extend, you want to retract. So obviously, if you are on technology hours and hours and hours in a day, doing a little stretching here and there isn't really going to solve the problem. So it has to be something that's ongoing. So you really need to do a couple of different stretches. There's the doorway stretch. Put your arms in the doorway like this, and you push through the door, and it helps to open all of this up. You can also just stretch the neck from side to side. You want to hold on to the bottom of your chair so that it holds your shoulder down. And then gently with your hand, just take your neck and gently pull it over to the side. And then you do the same thing on the other side. You hold onto the bottom of your chair so that it stabilizes the shoulder. And then you just pull it over to the side, just like this. And what that does is it just sort of relaxes the muscles in those areas. When you do the pec stretch at the doorway, it opens up the pecs here so that it's easier to hold the shoulders back. Because when you're not thinking about it, that tightness is just going to pull you forward. And the other thing that I tell my patients to do is I call it a posture reset. So what happens is when you're on your devices for a long period of time, you sort of forget that you've been sitting there for hours. So you're engrossed in what you're doing. You're not really paying attention to how long you've been sitting there. And before you know it, you've been sitting there 2 or 3 hours and your posture has gotten worse and worse and worse. So what I tell people to do is put like a chime on their phone or maybe a little note on the monitor that just reminds you that you need to get up, go for a walk, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, do something that takes you out of that moment where you're just completely hunched forward. I call it a posture reset. It's just every hour you need to think about, like, I've been sitting here for an hour, I need to get up, I need to walk around and talk to people, I need to stretch, get some water. That way you're not just stuck in that for so long. The main thing that I really want people to think about is I know that we think that pain is the problem. Pain is not the problem. There's a lot of ways that we can work to combat what we're doing, by doing the stretches, by resetting our posture. But the bigger picture is really that when you have pain, it's telling you that something's going on in your body that's not right. And very, very often what people want to do is they want to take some ibuprofen or some Tylenol, and they want to get rid of the pain as quickly as possible because they think that that is going to make them feel better, and that's what it's all about. But it's really not just about pain relief. It's about that longer term thing that happens when problems go without really being taken care of. We're talking about a degenerative process, where the bones and the ligaments and the muscles are actually sort of breaking down, where you can have like a herniated disc or just all that inflammation pinching on the nerve. The pinching of the nerve is the problem, not the pain that it causes. So sometimes what people will do is they'll do a little bit of stretching and they'll do a little bit of Tylenol or ibuprofen. They bring the inflammation down. They feel a little better and they think that they're all fixed. Well, they're fixed for the moment, but it's the ongoing, addiction to technology and sitting and hunched forward that is continuous. So even though you think that you've fixed the problem, you're still doing things that cause the problem. So just doing something in the moment really isn't going to fix the problem long term. So what I try to tell people to do is this is not like an injury. If you didn't fall down the stairs, you weren't hit by a car, it's an ongoing postural, chronic condition. So you have to always be doing things to balance that out. So you can't just do the exercises or the stretches for, a couple days, you feel better, and then you go right back to what you're doing. You really have to think about the long term. This is something you have to do when you feel good. So you should stop every so often, do some stretches, do the stretches, reset your posture, and think about doing these things when you feel good, because it's when you feel good that you're actually making more of a long-term difference. Let's not be ruled by our pain. If you hurt, you're motivated to do something, but we need to remind ourselves to do something all the time. And obviously, I'm a chiropractor, so part of taking care of yourself and taking care of your tech neck and your postural issues is going to see your chiropractor on a regular basis. What we do is we work the muscles and work some of those trigger points. We do adjustments to the spine to help things move better, because when things become stagnant and tight and things don't move well, then that starts that process of degeneration. So you do the stretches, you get off the technology as much as you can, go outside, go for a walk, talk to your family, because I know we're all at home right now, and I'll do the chiropractic part. But that also keeps it in your mind, forefront in your mind, so you're not forgetting about it. So by taking care of yourself on a regular basis, when things don't hurt, things are less likely to hurt in the future. So that's really it. It's my first time doing a live, YouTube live. It was fun, and I hope that you learned something, and we'll see you soon. Bye.